Okay, so let's do a Isekai Ojisan review. Okay, so Isekai Ojisan, you know, it was an anime I was looking forward to. It had a lot of production problems, a lot of other issues, then delays. Finally got to see it. Did I like it? Yes. However, it, it it was not as good as I had expected and hoped. Um, but I did enjoy it. So let's talk about it, right? So what I enjoyed, I liked the art style. You could tell like the quality of it was different in different spots, which is common with different shows and stuff, of course. But I think with this was more apparent, but the way they did it was well. The way they blended it and stuff. Um, the style is unique, for the character design and everything. Not This is not a design I've really seen before. It almost feels like a combination of, you know, anime and comic book a little bit. The comic book like is a bit related to like the lines and stuff, how the line art's done. The line art's very interesting even in that regard because it's done in a almost the line art's like thicker, but it's like rougher in style. Rougher is not a bad thing. It's just the style, and it's really good looking. And looking at this anime, it's interesting because of when it is set. It actually has the art style a bit of a nostalgic feel to it. Looking at it, and yeah, so the character designs, looking at it, beautiful. The elf girl and the character designs are just amazing. Absolutely. Mabel and the elf girl, and the characters are none of them are dislikable. They're all likable, and the story is good. It's a unique story. I didn't expect the Ojisan to be able to use magic in the real world and stuff. Sorry, my headphones are rubbing, like the wires rubbing. So if you hear a sound, that's what that is. So I did really enjoy the show. Um, well, not really, but what I mean is I enjoyed it. It didn't live up to my expectations. Like I was expecting it to be kind of different, right? So the fact that he could use magic in the real world was really cool, and I really enjoyed that fact. However, I had a couple issues with the show. The art, great. Character designs, amazing. The animation quality was really nice. The soundtrack is great. The intro song's good. The outro is amazing. So I thought like it was a really nice, especially like the sequences for it, like the images of it of Sui and Sui Chan, Sui Elga, and the others. So I did really enjoy that. Um, my main gripes with the show, so a couple things, is one mostly related to the Oji-san, right? Mostly related to him, issues there. So my main issue was that it's the old character trope of the ridiculously oblivious and dumb main character. That's the trope they ran with for him, and that's not a trope I like very much unless it's remedied very well. And I do not believe that they remedied it very well, to be honest. It's the same running gag joke, but it is funny at times. It has like some moments that are even quite hilarious, but overall, I think they beat that trope to death bit too badly, because my main issue with that is, for me, right, this is my own review for it. For me, I feel like that hindered the Ojisan's character development, right? So in episode 3, I talked about it. At the end of episode 3, I talked about how, it seems like we got a little bit of character development for the Ojisan, which is good, which kind of saved the show for me a bit after the first 2 episodes, which I enjoyed, but, yeah. It was going to continue like that. Now, even then, with his character development, it's weird because he was with the elf girl, he was with Mabel and stuff for like a decade and a half. I mean, by the end of the story, the beginning of the story, he's 17 years old when we first see him in the first episode. And then by the end of season 1, he's 20, right? So about 3 years have passed. He's like 20, 21. So like 3-4 years have passed, And it's actually funny, the Oji-san, he didn't age at all. He looked like when he was 17, like you can't even say it. It's hilarious. You can't say if he aged well or not, because he looks the same at like 35 in the real world as he did when he was 17 there at the beginning of the story in the first episode. So that's a funny thing, but yeah, they stretched that trope of him being, the oblivious, dumb main character too much. And although they talk about like, well, the tsundere trope wasn't introduced yet and stuff, but he's not just oblivious to the elf girl, he's oblivious to the others too, right? Related to Mabel, or related to Alicia, or related to whomever else. And it's a bit ridiculous because it's that old trope, and you would see, even despite all their interactions with one another, he didn't really grow with an in-depth understanding of them, which shows, a lack of character development, to be honest, and character progression in that regard, considering they spent so much time together. Yes, not the entire, for the first season at least. He's in the world for 17 years, and the first season we see it track through 3-4 years. But with all the interactions, you would think you would pick up on it. Like, even for the elf, one could make the argument for the whole tsundere thing, trope not being introduced, but even then, like, Sui, sorry, my throat, I still have like a remnant of a cold, so, but for Sui, she wasn't like ridiculously tsundere like I've seen with some characters from other shows. She was quite tsundere, and could be a little mean at times towards the main character, which I didn't like. But a majority, she was like very sweet and very kind. And usually when she would go into the tsundere thing, you would see the fullness of the tsundere flip, especially heavy into the affectionate side right after. And you would see that, and it's pretty obvious, unless the main dude has some condition. I don't know if he has Asperger's or something else, which makes it difficult to pick up on social cues. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but maybe he has that. But even then, it's like, it's not just for Sui, like I said, with both Mabel, with Alicia, with others. And he's regularly interacting with them and meeting with them and spending so much time with them over the first few years, right? So I'm trying to give him a bit of a benefit of the doubt, but like, the issue is like character development wise, it wasn't too rich there. To be honest, but there was like some pretty good, I guess, like relationship development overall, at least on the surface. And you see like development, good development. I don't know if it's good morally development, because Mabel became, her character became more lazy and stuff, because though Jisun handled things differently and then didn't remedy it. But it was comedic, it was funny. So all the side characters, I feel like the side characters, they got better character development than the Ojisan, and he's the main character, right? So I don't feel like he was done justice in that regard, and that's because they made his character, they overemphasized how oblivious and the stupid MC trope. Well, not stupid, but oblivious MC trope. And I think they did that not for like a social reason, because yes, I'm sort of social condition or something. But I would say they obviously did it for comedic reasons, but I think it backfired a bit because it hurt his character development a lot. And that wouldn't be an issue if this was just a pure gag thing and there wasn't really any character development. But because there's good character development, or at least pretty well written character development for the side characters, you know, makes a bit of an issue there. So the running gag joke was starting to hit ahead there until I think it was about episode 9 where we saw the introduction of another character. And I think that was... No, not episode 9, but it was Fujimiya's friend. Episode 10. Yeah, episode 10 with Fujimiya's character, or episode 8 whenever she was introduced. That was nice because it opened up a new dynamic and more comedic possibilities, and it expanded it. And that was really cool because like this scene in episode 10 at the beginning was hilarious. It was really funny. Her character is a funny character as a side character, so that was cool seeing some diversity in the comedy there, right? Not just I mean, it wasn't just the same exact joke with Oji-san and his obliviousness recurring, but that was the predominant one, and it's the dominant theme and his defining character trait for the most part. At least in relation to the other characters, anyways. And that's the issue. Again, character development got affected. But yeah, the introduction of, I think her name was Sawa, was really good. That helped a lot. And boosted the show a bit, for sure. And then you got like more dynamics and everything there. So that was good. Another thing I really wish for the show is that, you know, other, like, the main thing is the character development of the Oji-san. I was gonna say the old man, even though he's not old. He's actually younger than the side characters. He's younger than Alicia. He's probably around the same age as Mabel, and for sure he's younger than Sui because Sui's an elf. But it would have been nice to see the characters go back, to like go with him to the real world, or to see some more of to see them in the real world, right? But that might not happen until much later in the story, which I think is a bit unfortunate. And again, it would have been nice if they made the Oji-san less oblivious. Like, I'm not saying make it more like a full isekai, which, because that wouldn't make it let it have the uniqueness it does. But at least, like, if you had a better awareness of this other characters and that development and that understanding of them and everything, which I believe that like really anyone else would get as spending so much time with others, a better sense of for their personality, and then it would also like have furthered the romance aspect of it, and it would have served better in the anticipation of seeing them reunited. It would have been a better build up and hype up for it, because who knows if the Ojisan's just gonna still be oblivious or not, or if it's gonna be like this kind of grayish ending, you know, of like an implied ending, or wistful, if that's the word. I'm not sure, but yeah. Again, I did like the show. It's not a show I would watch multiple episodes in a row of. Definitely would not marathon. Uh, Personally, I would not buy it. I wouldn't get the Blu-ray or the DVD. Sorry, police sirens in the back. But I would. I think I would watch a second season, but this is a show I would only watch weekly. I don't believe I would buy it, though I do love the elf character. And I do want to draw her, so you can look forward to a drawing of that on my Twitter and Instagram and Pixiv. And yeah, by the way, I have commissions open, so you can always DM and message me about any commission work for artwork, and or even like certain animation works, you know. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. Would I rewatch it? I don't think I would rewatch season 1, I have to be honest. But would I would give season 2 a chance, but I wouldn't watch multiple episodes in a row. I would just watch it like weekly. But I would give season 2 a chance. I would say that. So I enjoyed it. I liked it overall. It did have some hilarious moments. The music was nice. The art is really nice, especially the character designs. But overall, it was the main issue was the Ojisan and his developing or lack of character development, as I saw it, because of the emphasis and the running gag and defining character trait of him being how oblivious and blind he is, figuratively. But yeah, that's that. And let me know what you thought about the series. Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Did it live up to your expectations? I expected it to be better than it was. But again, I did enjoy it. And I would give the second season a chance if it got one. My favorite character is Sui. She's amazing character. I love her character. So I do want to draw her. I like Mabel's character too, but her character became like so... Well, it was for comedic reasons, but her character became so like lazy and pompous. She's a pretty character though, and she's actually like nice, really nice and stuff. No one's perfect, of course. But Alicia's character is nice too. But I like Sui's character. She's the one who stood out to me and everything. Anyways, this was a bit of a long review. Let me know what you thought of it below. What you thought of the series. Did it live up to your expectations? Who was your favorite character? What did you love about the show? What did you dislike about it? Let me know below. And yeah, don't forget to give the video a like. Give it a thumbs up. Sorry, my phone froze for a second. Give it a thumbs up. If you like the video, it helps out a lot. Subscribe for more. Share the video, you know, and I do hope in the future we can do live streams and like private, like member streams and stuff of live streams to shows. But I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can, because I think your channel has to be a lot bigger to do it. Otherwise I would do it, to be honest. But anyways, I'll see you in the next show and can look forward to that. So enjoy the Isekai Ojisan. I'll give season 2 a chance. And I'm looking forward to more of the elf girl. So, of Sui-chan. Emerald Eyes. So yeah, see ya.